Hello and welcome to episode 115 of the Take a Poll podcast with Declan, Carol and Andy Cummins. We are coming to you on our second birthday. Happy birthday, Tap. I should have got the little party poppers.
We're an episode early, are we?
We are an episode early, but it's also the 30th of September as we record, and I'm fairly sure we recorded the first one at the end of September. So, yeah, it usually does coincide with Gowran's Champion Chase Day, which would be Tap 116. But I just thought I'd give it a happy birthday because I'm pretty sure it is the end of.
We can have a week-long birthday.
We can have a week-long. We should a month-long birthday.
Yeah.
How are things with you, bud? All good?
All good, yeah. All good. Back to the good stuff. Back to this. I'm looking through this thinking most people would think this is an awful card, but geez, this is the type of dirt we're into now. This is.
Yeah. I was almost. I was nearly going to get into an in-depth conversation on how Bedtime Story is entered in the Sun Chariot over a mile at Newmarket on Saturday, but also the Prix de Royalou over a mile and 6 on the art card as well.
Yeah, but the highlight of the week was the Cayman Hurdle at Clonmel at 2:15.
Yeah, the opener, which looks brilliant. And then there's a Maiden Hurdle that you probably only have to run to. You probably don't even have to run to 100 to win it. Which is next up. So no, it should be fun. How was your punting over the weekend? Did you get much else done since? What was it? Was it we had Listowel there on Saturday?
Yeah,
hit the bar a few times. We had a few short price winners, but none to kind of call home about.
No, it was funny. We with the winner of the Maiden on each card we covered.
Yeah,
or every Maiden from
the majority of Maidens. Yeah.
Which is is that a sign of things to come?
Hopefully,
the trend we just keep finding shop price Maiden. How difficult is that?
Well, once they're not 4 to 9 or 1 to 3, we'll take.
But that's it. Like maybe we've just got look, come here. They weren't Willie Mullins good things, like, you know what I mean? They
no,
and apart from Heads Up, you know, the rest of them didn't open up as favourites. So
yeah, absolutely.
I think we've got. If we can say we've started the jump season, I think we have got off to a bad start. We did hit the bar a lot. A lot of horses that ran well. Some of them probably didn't run too well, but it was an enjoyable week last week anyway. Really enjoyed it. And, like, geez, we lost Common Monday. We've Sligo tomorrow.
Cork on as well. I'm pretty sure there's a flat card at Cork.
Never mind that. We had Clonmel Thursday, obviously, and then Gower on Friday and Saturday. So, and then Tipperary is a mixed card at Tip on Sunday, or the jump card is Monday, I think.
Yeah, the mixed cards are dying now at the moment. Which I can kind of understand in a way. Like, you don't really want to be, you know, if you're a jockey going down for half a day.
No, but it's more the amount of jump racing on this week is what I was getting at, you know. Coinciding with just the 100 mil of rain or due and the 2 hurricanes on the way. Right back into the thick of the jump season very, very soon.
Yeah, absolutely. I got caught on the way home, actually. It wasn't great. And Willie Mullins also kind of saying his horses are, well, he kind of alluded to his horse being a little bit more forward this year.
On the grass.
Which is, you know, at the end of September, that's always great to see. We won't be seeing them kind of getting rushed out at Christmas time, which is fantastic. It might help early.
Like we were hoping to get a run this week with Kiandana, so not looking good tonight. Not looking good tonight, but
no, you can't send them up for a spin at Dundalk, no. Even after racing,
he wouldn't be quick enough. I don't know what we're gonna do. You're kind of running out of ground now. So did take us to market raising though this year. Only the 2 runs, but he did take us to market raising, and you know he allowed us to dream, and we did dream, and he took, you know, he's taken us across the water twice. He owes us nothing. It's just just being unlucky this season, really. So we'll see. We might hang on a little bit and see if we can get a run into him. If not, look, we've next summer to look forward to.
Absolutely, yeah. As you said, playing with house money really at the minute. Still plenty of time in them. So it was a good weekend, I suppose, from Listowel. We probably hit the bar at Newmarket a little bit as well, going back to the Royal Lodge. Action I thought Action might have been the best horse in the Royal Lodge. He was just a bit gangly. Maybe better over middle distances next season. He's very confirmation of Lamborn and Havana and all found True Love too good in the Chiefly Park. But we'll try and sprinkle in a little bit of foreign racing as well as we continue on these TAP podcasts, but maybe even just touch on the Arc a little bit maybe after this Clonmel card, but you could also cover that on TAP 116 as well.
Just on obviously, Andy, just as you were chatting about the flat race in the weekend, Nürburgring was bitterly disappointing, and I'm just wondering, have they completely soured him?
You'd wonder now. You were saying you'd like to see him in an Irish national. Now he's run over on the flat over 2 miles. Then so maybe he just isn't quick enough. Maybe he just does want staying trips over hurdles or over fences. You never know.
Maybe, but he struck me as a horse, and maybe is I was wondering. I was wondering, did he burst the blood vessel? Or did he burst blood vessels on Sunday? But we've highlighted how much messing around with him they did do, and you'd wonder now, had they just soured him in off of pity. But
also being I think he's by Zoffany, isn't he? So he just flat bred, so he could just be on his way down, even though he's still a young enough horse. Like, that can be the case. But yeah, the race was won by Put Your Hands Together, who does the Fred Winter and Irish Azar, which double this in 2025, which is a pretty cool double to do. Ross O'Sullivan could probably kept himself a little bit unlucky though with the runner up. Janie Mackey was flying and just couldn't get the gaps when he needed it. What a training performance there though. Obviously winning the listed race at a triple figure price earlier in the season. He was
trained by Mick Halford, was he?
Yeah. Who would have thought improving him from there? But anyway, fair play to Ross. He's done a great job, and he could have a legitimate cup horse on his hands there. Like he's been second there off borderline top weight, and it's probably not only been unlucky but completely bumped into one in a reserve as well. So probably a little bit unlucky. Cool. Well, let's move on to Clonmel real quick here, Dec. We'll probably motor through this card, and then we can talk about the upcoming race, and maybe you have a few tips maybe from Sligo and a few other bits during the week, so we can get into that. The most traditional of TAP cards, this quite fitting for a second birthday. The Slievenamon claiming hurdle over
Slievenamon.
Over 2.5 miles. It's at 2:15 on Thursday, the 2nd of October. I would have thought the standout here, Dec, is Wrexham. He's probably ran at a much higher level than this in the past. You couldn't argue that he's out of form. He's like, he's so. He's kind of thereabouts, carrying 11 stone 8, nicely weighted. Cafe Con Leche, like, is favourite at the weights, but is kind of in dire form in recent times. And Woodstream Lad, again, pulled up last time out, probably a little bit to prove there for Philip Rothwell. I probably had it between those three, Dec, probably sticking with Wrexham of John McConnell's. But who did you like? Yeah,
Wrexham has been quite a favourite of mine over the years. Probably don't think he's a horse who ever fulfilled his potential. You have 3 5-year-olds in here, Andy. Boston Jury rated 109. Nitty Gritty's rated 109. They're both maiden winners, but we haven't really seen them test their mark. They do get £4 from the other 5-year-old. Also Charming. And Also Charming is the horse I like here. Second to Mount Sinai back in August at Sligo. It was in a claiming hurdle. Beat 11 lengths in a handicap. Last one ran a handicap. Won in June of 111. Popova was third in that race. My Gaffer was second. I think this horse, I'd always give a bit of weight away, carries the form in here, and you'd wonder. I would wonder why this horse is running in a claimer, because I think there's more in it, and it would be also Charming for me, Andy.
All right, I would usually be with the older kind of, funny enough, the more exposed horses in a claiming hurdle, because you're not going to run a progressive 5-year-old in a claiming hurdle, in my opinion. Just in case he does get claimed, and you get, you kind of get done speeding really, and that's why I've kind of gone Wrexham there. I could even see Jaron May up the top there, the 11-year-old for Eddie and Patrick Harty running quite well. Obviously, seeing a bit more on the flat these days, but he could definitely run a decent enough race. But it will be Wrexham for me. I think he's going to be very hard to beat here. I'd be steering clear of the 5-year-olds because I just find it as a bit of a red flag if they're getting put into claiming hurdles. Especially as you said, there's a few in here that have won maiden hurdles and they're going into claiming company. It just doesn't sit well with me.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Like the other two have won maidens, but like, yeah, I don't know how much they look like they will improve, but like also Charming doesn't look like he's done it yet anyway. So he's trying to be the man at the moment, Declan Quayle as well.
Second man at the moment, probably behind Owen McCarthy at the moment.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Well, we told everyone about Owen McCarthy. Well, he told everyone himself.
Nearly 100 taps ago, but yeah.
Nearly 100 taps ago. I'm delighted to see him back in form. It's taken 100 taps, but
we got there in the end.
Back with a bang.
Dude, look, I don't even think Willie Mullins would have 6 winners at the Listowel Harvest Festival.
Wow.
It's pretty incredible.
He's changed the diet, the baked beans, the boards onto the red nose.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, fair play to him. It was great to see. Right, onto the 250 deck, the Kilmore Maiden Hurdle, again over the same trip, 2.5 miles. And this was the race we were kind of alluding to at the start. I know you talked about the claiming hurdle. I talked about a maiden hurdle where you run into 100, probably wins you it. Court Canyon up the top there for Gavin Cromwell ran quite well in a bumper. You could nearly argue that could set the standard here if he's able to jump. Heron's Butler has been out the back and ran on quite nicely in 3 maiden hurdles to date. This would definitely be a lot more his level, but he has tended to race quite lazily, especially in his last 2 starts, and I don't like that really around Clonmel, although I do see him having good place credentials. Looking a little bit down the list, you've Xing Shang, Lily, and Garneteau, who are going to be very closely matched based on their Navan runnings in September. I think there was about a length or 2 between them at the line that day. They're probably the ones for the short list deck, but who do you like?
I thought Lion of the Desert was quite an interesting runner here. He was beating 9 lengths in Cork when he was 100 to 1. He wasn't beaten far from his grace, 100 to 1 shot. He definitely looks a better hurdler than a bumper horse. I think his form has improved for Timber, but I think it's pointing towards, I'd imagine he's going to be the favourite as well as Court Canyon. He won a point-to-point back in February. The horse that was second, she ran up a treble in point-to-points since that run. The horse that was third has won a point-to-point as well. Now, was beat outside in the Punchestown bumper. One of those, look, they're all nice bumpers that week at the festival. But he was beat a distance now. I don't know what you could call it, finishing the top, but definitely a lot better at Cork the last day, and he's probably just the best horse in the race. Yeah,
I'd agree. Don't know how heavily involved I'm going to get now, but he does look the most likely winner to me. I should have probably mentioned Lion of the Desert. He's going to be very closely matched with Garneteau and Xing Shang Lily as well on that Navan run. There's only about 2 or 3 lengths between the 3 of them. But yeah, Court Canyon for me. I think he's if he's able to jump, I think it should be honestly enough to go and win this race. Right, the 325 then, Dec, the where is it, the
proper stuff
now, yeah. The Derrinlaur Mares Handicap Hurdle, again over 2.5 miles. We've got the 11 runners, a former Napa the Tap winner in Leah's Contessa there with a headgear and tongue tie, or a hood and tongue tie first time combo. Although her form has petered well off since that win at Fairyhouse back in January. I suppose she did run well enough in April at the Easter Festival behind Drop the Anchor, but 2 kind of poor runs today in the summer. So if she could find her kind of autumn form or autumn and winter form, she, you could make an argument for her off 102. I was looking more towards the top of the weights with Jeannie Macaroni. She obviously has to concede a lot of weight all around here, but I don't mind seeing horses. She's carrying 11-13. Peter Smithers taking off the 7. It's an opportunity for her where I think she takes a bit of a drop in class, and I could see her kind of going quite close. She did beat Sholin as well, albeit on the flat, in a maiden in July. So that's pretty decent form as well. So I would fancy her off top weight here. But who do you like, Dec?
Yeah, the thing about Jeannie Macaroni is she was, talked about a lot in her juvenile season, early days of tap, and she did let us down a lot.
She did. Yeah.
She let us down.
Give you that.
Yeah, it took a long time for her to win, but she's won on the flat recently. So I was looking, she's made a tick out of me now enough times that
you happily avoid it.
I automatically look elsewhere. Queen of the Lodge, she's quite consistent and improving before she was pulled up in July. If you're willing to put a line through that, and I probably would be willing to put a line through that, if she can continue her progression, 5-year-old, she definitely big chance here. Colleen Denew, she's 7 pound above our last winning mark. That was here in May. A 6-year-old. There's probably some more improvement. And probably is not the hottest of handicaps either. So I can see her not being too far away, and I would be prepared to take the chance on Queen of the Lodge more than Colleen Denew here. But I think I'll go for the John Ryan horse. Fleet Day is or Fleet A, what we call that?
Yeah, Fleet Day. We'll go Fleet Day.
Yeah. She's absolutely tumbling down the weights. And it was better performance the last day of 98. 7-year-old. She's down 2 furlongs from her last run. I normally look for in a horse coming down the weights, Andy, but as I said, I don't think this race will take loads of winning, and you do have to put a line through Queen of the Lodge's last run. So I go with Fleet A. I think she's down to John Ryan's so good at this. He's so good at this. We see it time and time again. Maybe the ground is starting to go for his horses, but I take the chance of Fleet A. But I wouldn't be surprised to see Queen of the Lodge run a big one.
Okay, so Fleet A and then Queen of the Lodge maybe to run a big race. I'm going to go with the top weight, Jeannie Macaroni. I'm going to jump back on board with the mare by Highland Reel. Right, the Ravens Rock Novice Handicap Hurdle, another not to 100 and another race over this 2.5 mile distance and 35 yards. And that's the 5 to 4 race on the Thursday. A full field of 16, a 3 reserves actually in here as well. So very, very competitive for the grade. Unsurprising, really. Usually at a Clonmel, but who do you like here, Dec?
There's only one I really like here, Andy. It's
okay, that's what we want to hear. Nice and quick one. Who wins?
Jadil. She bumped into one on Navan the last day now. Horse trained by George Kingston. I can't think of the name of the horse, but I actually backed Jadil last day. I was confident the whole way around. But she was caught late enough. Well, nice enough training performance by George. This trip really suits her. She's only up 1 pound for that, and I don't think it's going to be enough to stop her.
All right, happy days. I'm not even going to oppose you there. That's pretty confident from you. And I struggled with this race. So yeah, Jadil, we all pile into Dec, follow him in there in the 355. No problems whatsoever for me. The Glenary Handicap Hurdle is next at 425. Another not to 100. This time over just over 2 3/4 miles here. 2 miles 6, 170. Again, it's going to be very competitive. We've got our reserves in here, full field of 16 and 3 reserves. So yeah, again, really, really competitive Dec. But who's your fancy?
Yeah, look, top weight small craft farm. The farmers be out in force on Thursday. They've 2 runners.
Yeah.
Fair
play to them.
Yeah, one here in June off 91, off 99 here. That was over 2 mile 1 up to 2 mile 7. Not unlike something you see John Ryan doing. The Roscommon run behind Mags Nelson reads well enough. Like Mags Nelson's ran well again. The horse that was second has placed again. and there's a lot to like. But I'm gonna take a chance on Great Board.
No way.
No,
Okay, go on. That's what. Yeah, like slightly. Yeah, go on. Yeah, keep going.
5-year-old trained by Liz Doyle. Off since April. That's the only worry. That was her handicap debut, but she's up and trip, and that tells me that she might be ready. She ran well enough on her handicap debut. If she's fit, she wins.
Yeah, well, look, exactly. Thoroughly unexposed, you would imagine 87 is workable. They've gone to the trouble of getting Sean Flanagan, and even at that second last, or maybe it was the third last at Limerick, she was hampered by a fall, or she probably would have finished a little bit closer. So there's an awful lot to like here, and the fact that they got Sean Flanagan, and this is a weak race, and she's a very unexposed mare. Yeah, if I was the farmers, you'd have to be worried about this one, because this could be.
You know, whatever. If she doesn't win, whatever you lose, you get back the next day.
Yeah. It's highly likely she's better than 87. Anyway, put it that way.
Yeah, like you just don't want her to finish beating a short head and get 4 or 5 pounds. You might never get your money back, but
that's it. 8 lengths back to the third.
You know, was beaten. You see her coming home well, you get it back the next day. But let's, you know, fuck the farmers. Let's hope we get paid.
That's always that is actually always the worst though. You know, you jump the last, and you get done in the run in. It's 10, 12 lengths back to the third, and the handicapper's like, you come here now. Okay, right, on to the 5 o'clock, nice and quick. That's probably a nap at the top right there. Irish Stallion Farms EBF Captain Christy rated novice chase. This is over 3 miles, and we got a son of Franklin here, Baltic Bird with a tongue tie. Not probably what the breeders had in mind when they bred him 6 years ago, but look, this is what happens. It can make a fool of you, this game. It's a pretty competitive field, the 7 though, Dec. Obviously, Ocean of Mercy, 2-time winner, or 2 wins on his last start. What's Up Darling, first time pieces, Ambitious Fellow, nice enough horse. Chinks of Light, Donny DeVito, a horse that looks like a real dour stayer in the making. And then obviously Home My Lord, who's won now. He owes me a fortune now. So I don't think I could be backing him. Another Dr. Dino over 3 miles, and I know you're probably going to get at. I can't believe it. Canesburg winning over 2.5 miles, and we were telling everyone for such a long time that horse needed every inch more than 2 miles. Unbelievable! It was a smirk did come across my face when he did win. But anyway. Yeah, complete egg on our face. I was mugged off a few times this week, Alistair.
Maybe he identifies as a mare now.
Maybe that could work. Yeah, every mare needs 2.5 miles. Right, this is a good field of 7. It's probably the feature race on the card, to be brutally honest with you here, Dec. But who's your fancy?
Look, Ocean of Mercy, quite a difficult one to work out. Off for 3 years, and then into tournament, probably took a run, has won twice since. A 9-year-old. I just don't know enough about the horse. And the way I've looked at this, Andy, What's Up Darling and Donny DeVito are a pound well in. Donny DeVito, I think, is ground dependent. He'll want good ground.
Good ground,
definitely. He was ahead of What's Up Darling at Galway, and he's getting what's he getting weight wise? Getting £4 off What's Up Darling. Like, if it's good ground, you'd fancy him to beat What's Up Darling. And unless I could see him winning the race, unless it's Ocean Mercy, which I don't. Is too much of an unknown for me. Like, that kind of the fly in the ointment here for me. And I'm just taking the approach that the 2 days are the pound well in. And then you have to say Donny DeVito is really well in. But it's the ground for him. If it's good ground, Donny DeVito. If it's not, I'd fancy What's Up Darling, who is shown improvement of her fences as he gradually steps up and trip.
Yeah. Well, look, there's a few ways I suppose you could cut this. Like, even Baltic Bird there up the top. This is his 3rd start over fences, and he was behind Spanish Harlem in June, who he was beaten about 10 lengths by him that day, and he was probably even a little bit below form, but Spanish Harlem's done nothing really wrong in the interim, going and winning the Kerry National for Willie Mullins.
Track on the snow really well.
Handling the track like a professional, as we correctly predicted. The Listowel was a tough one for me. I could see Baltic Bird going well here. You know what? Funny enough, there's 7 runners, and you could make a case for like 5 of them. Like, it's really difficult. It's competitive, and it could be possibly.
And then you'll have, you take the chance on the bin off.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's another thing. You've ambitious fellow in there as well who you couldn't rule out with any degree of confidence, and I'm not going to even comment on Home My Lord this time. If it's good ground, though, I'd agree with you. I think Donny DeVito on good ground, getting this weight, should be still progressive. My only worry is, though, like I do think this horse is going to be a real stayer down the line now. And I wonder if he's going to end up hard to place, because a lot of those proper staying handicaps are in the winter time.
Yeah. Well, you have summer nationals, don't you? Like,
you do, yeah. He could have something like the Ulster National at Downpatrick or something like that. Maybe in the springtime, that'd be a lovely target for him. Like Ross has travelled before. This horse has gone to Cheltenham before. Could he be a cross country horse or something? You never know. He is a nice horse. I wouldn't mind having a share in him, but I think he's the one I'd like to be with here, assuming the ground stays good. Right, the Tickincor Handicap chase is last. It's another not to 100, just in case we didn't have enough of them already. Just shy of 2 mile 3.
And is the horse
it's a not to 100, but the top weight's actually rated 93, which is incredible. And then, as you said, a horse rated 67 in Cats
I've never seen a horse rated 67 on it.
I was saying to you offline, like you give me 6 weeks, and I'd say I'd give this thing a run for your money. You'll put the cat on my back or something.
You give me 6 hamster. Points and I'd run for 67.
Do you give Cats off any chance here? Like, they've gone to the trouble of getting Sean O'Keefe down to 10 stone to ride him. So, who do you like here, Dec?
I can't put my trust in a horse rated 67.
Don't blame you.
Yeah, 67, like.
There's horses on the flat rated higher than that, probably running on the same day. So it's crazy.
I sided with Toontown here, Andy. Pulled up the last time out on his only chase start, and I might have put him up that day too, but he was a hurdle winner off 87. He's in here off 91. You tell me Gavin can get them jumping. That was only his second start for Gavin. Yeah. You tell me your uncle can get them jumping. You've obviously been down there and seen how he does it. So I trust he'll have them jumping, and I think he'd be. Oh, look, I think he'd be better than this lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a couple of. There's a few in here we've been quite fond of, but you can become fond of horses at this level when you cover midweek racing in Ireland all the time. But no, I'll take the chance on Toontown. I'd imagine he's better than when he was pulled up the last day.
Yeah, well, I'd say the farmers would have a better chance here than they would in the other race now, that with Andrew Bird can sing.
Yeah, now, I did think that I thought she'd want. What do we hear 2 mile 2? I thought she'd want further. Like, I thought
she definitely wants further. She went well at Roscommon the last day, just didn't seem quick enough. Now, she was nearly called Andrew Bird Can't Jump in 3 of her last 5 starts. She's fallen twice and unseated. So there's.
I think when she went to John, I think her form read is. I'm just trying to think back. I think her form read is the jumping wasn't great, but she ran over shorter trips, and her jumping was sharpening up, and like I thought she'd be a big punt now when she stepped up and trip like 2 miles 6, 3 miles, but
needs a bit further. Okay.
Yeah, it just hasn't. I think there's a race in her. It just hasn't really gone quite according to plan. But like it's a tough game, isn't it? It's the lads are having a great time and fair play to them. It's great to see and.
Yeah,
they've got a couple of wins. It's been brilliant, but it's a hard game. Like, do you know what I mean? You need a lot to go your way, and I was full sure she'd win a race for them. And
I think if she stays on her feet, she'd be placed here. Like this is a bad race. I'd comfortably say if a clear round. I think whatever beats or wins. To be honest with you, I think there is a few in here that I suppose you could, like as you mentioned there, if Uncle Gav can get Toontown rolling, See a Doubt you could on his best form maybe give him, he's only a 5-year-old as well, or she's only a 5-year-old as well. If you go back to her run at Tremor in August, you could definitely give her a shout, especially up in this trip. She'd probably be she could be actually favourite based on that run. She just was found a little bit wanting at Downpatrick the last time. The long run in maybe didn't suit. But I'd say if Anja Bird can sing, if she can, jump. If she can put in a clear round, I'd say she'll take a fair bit of whacking now. And maybe they might have a bit of crack there.
I think she definitely wants forward in this.
That's fair enough. I can see that too. Yeah. I just think this is not a good race at all at the same time. So
there's a horse rate 67.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Just to clarify. Right, that brings us to an end of the Clonmel card deck. I think we're pretty adamant the Nap of the Tap probably comes in the it comes for Liz Doyle. It's in the 355, isn't it?
Great Bird.
That's not 355, sorry, it's 425.
That could be our double. Great Bird and your board could sing, but I do like Jadil.
A lot of birds there.
Yeah.
I to be honest with you, like I thought Janie Macaroni would have a very good chance off tops as well. In the 325. It's gonna be a bit of crack. This Clonmel card. It's been a while since we got to do a Clonmel card, so it's nice to actually finally do it. Yeah. Look, you said you had a few others from around the tracks deck, so do you want to fire ahead there? And
I just had a quick skim over Sligo earlier, and I see Z-Band is making his chase debut. Obviously,
brilliant.
With Paul Carty, who's has been a big fan of the show, for quite a while now. I think Paul lives in the States, and he says he had a bit of a health scare, and good to see you're back commenting a lot, Paul, and I hope you're back on your feet and doing really, really well, and it would be great we get to bump into you one of the days at the race. I don't know whether we get over much, but this horse has been such a joy to follow, like he's been he's been a superstar. He's a nice horse, he was a 140 rated hurdler in the UK, rated 137 here in Ireland. He was just touched off in a handicap hurdle off 133, an 8-year-old, highest rated hurdler in the field. Like, there's a bit of value about him if he's ready to go and win this, and he can jump fences. The one that's probably going to be the favourite is Adagwill, based on the second two Rocky's Diamond the last day, but I don't think Z-Band winning this would be a surprise now. I hope he's been well skilled and he can jump. But good luck anyway, Paul. Yeah, I'll be having a bet on him anyway, because what price is he, Andy?
He probably let me see if I can find the price for you now. Yeah, he's a gorgeous looking horse as well. I was talking to you about that. Yeah, it's beginner's chase, isn't he?
Probably see the stars, isn't he?
Yeah. No, it's no surprise. Let me just bear with me there 1 sec. I'll find out some mares beginners. He won't be in that. There he is, Z-Band, Jack Gilligan, 6-1. So 6-1, that's winnable, all right. Yeah, Sport and Glory.
Better than that, I know. Look, you've Sport and Glory in there as well, but he's got 24 now. We're still running in bumpers till he's 18. I'd say Alec Grill is probably underpriced on his run the last day behind Rocky's Diamond. But Z-Band, highest rated hurdler, still only 8. Really, really nice horse, and if he can jump, I think he's good value.
Very good.
Sorry, moving on then, Andy, the 518, the handicap chase over 3 miles, 2 furlongs. should have ran and your board can singing here. He's been saying he was second off 89 on heavy over hurdles back in November, but he hadn't shown much since. Now this is a career low mark, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him bounce back to form. But there was one jumping out at me here. It was John Story, rated 97, 7-year-old hurdle winner off 94. Not an awful lot since, but first time pieces tomorrow, and it's a second chase start. I'd say it's a good thing.
Good thing, 20-1 as of right now. So, are you sure? There's the soundbite. There's the soundbite.
Good thing, first time pieces.
Happy days.
Coming back from being slightly out of form.
Yeah, I better back that now before we release this stuff.
Start, yeah.
Okay, very good. And I was just scanning through the Sligo card there. I see in the trenches in the 3 o'clock, 7-4. Like he's still
0-29.
That is like I see Clonshire River in there as well. In there, one of us is going to get mugged off here, I'd say. But like you must be. Like I don't even care. I could get
one, Andy.
I could get mugged off. Yeah, not with our money on. That's what I'm saying.
No.
So I'm just looking like if you are backing in the trenches at 7-4, like even if he goes and wins this, I'll still say I'm right.
Yeah.
But that has to be one of the worst prizes I've ever seen. And I can see why he's 7-4. Like you look at his form, it's fair enough. But like the amount of times that horse been turned over. And it's 7-4.
There's a nice roll of honour about this race.
Is that so?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you're messing with me here, but go on.
Candano won it last year.
Okay, so you're not messing with me. Fair enough.
No.
Fair enough, yeah.
No, he won it last year.
Yeah, he's a nice horse. Yeah, he's all right.
Yeah, got headed back up in the shadows of the post.
Yeah, I remember that was a great ride actually with Keith. Yeah, right. Yeah, Sligo. Yeah, fantastic. Right. Look, we could probably almost leave the arc for top 116.
We'll be back Thursday. We'll
be back Thursday. Yeah, there's loads. Like there's a good card now at the Curragh as well. There's a few betting opportunities, a few entries. I'll see if they materialize, and then obviously we've got the PwC Champion Chase. We'll see if you can get mugged off again by Western Foal Deck, and who looks like he's heading straight there. I won't mention the war. And then we've obviously got the Arc Mini Hawk currently favourite. I'm looking forward to that now. That's gonna be a great day's racing. But until then, we're all on Liz Doyle for the nap at the top. What was it? Great bird?
Great board, yeah. And obviously, look, good luck to the farmers, and especially good luck to Paul Carty tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. Best luck, Paul, and best luck to the farmers. Right, until next time, guys, that was Tap 115. All the best, and bye-bye.
Cheers.